As those of you that watch my channel know, that I do a little bit of turning on a wood lathe. I've only been doing it for about a year. This lathe that I've used was a very basic model, and I've found that it has quite a few issues that I don't like. So there's some things that I wanted to turn that I found really difficult, because this just really is at the cheap end of the market. So I've upgraded to not one this size, one a little bit smaller than this, but it's much better. So here it is, really quite excited to get it open. I know it's already made up in there, so what I'm going to do is open up the box and put it on the side, just there for now, until I work out where I'm going to put it. So there it is, my new lathe. It's smaller than the other one, and it's the AC355WL, which that actually stands for Axminster Craft 355mm, which is the cutting bowl distance, or maximum distance that you can turn on it. And the WL stands for wood lathe. It's quite simple, isn't it? But there you go, look at that. So I am over the moon with this. It's looking good, looking good. So I'll just go over a few bits and pieces about this lathe, and so let's start from this end. Tailstock, quick release, moves really smoothly on here, absolutely love it. And this comes out to, I think it was about 70mm that it comes out to. This is one of the biggest things that I really disliked about my old lathe, is that because it was a screw type on the end of here, we had quite a bit of movement, which it used to make the tools snatch as I was trying to drill into the ends of the pieces of wood. So yeah, this is going to be a dream compared to the other one. So yeah, so that's nice. The locking lever over the other side, it's metal, it's not plastic, so that's good. So that should be good, and you can wind that out and lock it in. So yeah, that is fabulous compared to the other one. The other one I used to have to adjust it with a bolt at the bottom, which actually I changed it, and I'll show you in a minute. So yes, you have to keep undoing the bolt, slide it across, do the bolt up, and it was okay to start with, but it started to be a little bit of a pain. So yeah, this is going to be a dream, absolute dream. Then we move on to the banjo with the tool rest. Again, this is a quick release, not like on my old lathe. The old lathe, again, having to undo a bolt and move it across. This is going to make life so much easier, and you don't realise how much you have to move the banjo around when you're doing certain projects. Then we've got the tool rest. We've got the tool rest there. Very different to the other one on the other lathe. My other lathe came with a huge tool rest, but there again, that lathe is a lot bigger than this one. So this banjo, again, the locking device here is made of metal, so that's quite robust. So yeah, that's moves really smoothly in and out and around. So yeah, that's going to make life so much easier. So let's have a little look at the headstock. So we've got the headstock here, and you've got access to the belt through this. This has got a little magnet on it, but it also, you can keep it screwed closed as well. It's up to you what you want to do, but that magnet does seem to hold it quite well. So you've got 3 positions for your belt for 3 different speeds. It's also variable speed, which I'll go over in a minute. Yeah, that's really nice. The adjuster is down here. Again, we've got the locking device here. It's made of metal, so it's going to be quite robust. That releases, and then you take the pressure off of the belt to adjust the belt like so. And there's also an access panel around the end here, which at the moment, this is not where my lathe's going to be. It's going to be moved. So you've got the access panel down the side here, which is a little panel that you just slide off, and you get to the bottom end of the belt where you get the other 3 pulleys down the bottom there to adjust the belt, which is attached to this motor, which is underslung, so it's tucked way out the way, and then adjust that and lock it off. It's great. Love it. Love that. So got 24 index points on here. I've never actually used that. I don't really know what they're for, but I'm going to look it up and see what they're for. I'm assuming they're for equal distances to be marked out on your wood or something like that, but I'll work that out. That's not a problem. So yeah, that's wonderful, absolutely wonderful, that is. So with this indexing here, there is a indexing locking pin there, so you lock it in like so, and then that locks the pin in, and that locks it up. But as I say, never used one. I'm gonna have to find out what it's for and have a little play, I think. Excellent. There's the little plate there, so just loosen off the screws and lift the plate up. Cool. Motor underneath, underslung, keeps it out of the way, makes it a nice neat package. Unlike this huge beastie here. So let's move on. So here we've got the controls. We have the on and off button. We have the speed adjuster here. We have forward and reverse, which I've never had a reverse before, so that's going to be interesting. And then we have the speed on here. So I've got it plugged in, and I'll take this plate off, so you get a plate with it as well, which is, I think it's 4-inch. It is, it's a 4-inch plate there, so you get that with it. So let's give it a go. So turn it right down to the lowest. Wow, I can barely hear that. That's amazing. So up to 750. That is quiet, very quiet indeed. Love it. Let's go back down to here. Oh, dream. So let's put it in reverse. Let's have a go. So that's in reverse. Obviously, if you use anything in reverse, let's stop it. You have to be careful with the thread, so it'll start winding off if you're not too careful. So there is, you have to lock it on to the spindle there. So that's that. So the headstock is on its slowest speed anyway. So I'm going to move the belt into the middle to give myself the mid-range sort of speeds. Right, let's have a look at what else we get with it. So you get a set of tools. As I say, you get your plate, 4-inch plate there. You get, I'm not quite sure, I've tried to find out what that's for, but you get an Allen key. You got 4 Allen keys, big one, and 3 other smaller ones. You get your knockout bar there, and that's for knocking out your tools out of the end of the tailstock and the headstock. Then you get your spanner, headstock spanner there for putting it on the headstock so you can tighten up your tools onto there. So what else do you get with it? So in this little box here is a live centre. Very nice. A very nice live centre there. And that comes with it. And then you get in this one drive centre. So a 4-prong drive centre there. So this is a Morse taper 2. So both ends, headstock and tailstock, are a Morse taper 2 size. I mean, on my old one it was a Morse taper 1 and a 2. So the headstock was a 1, the tailstock was a 2. So what I've ordered along with this lathe was an adjuster to turn it from a 1, because of some of the bits and pieces that I've got here are a Morse taper 1 for the headstock for my old one. So rather than just keep and replace the whole lot in one go, I got this from a 2 to a 1 sleeve, so I can continue to use some of my older accessories on this lathe. So one of the biggest things that I wanted to do was to get a smoother tailstock, which this is. Now on my old one, which is here, I had to use a spanner to tighten it up. I had to wind this in and out, but if you have a look at the movement on that, that wasn't very good. I put this on myself to make it a little bit easier to use. So although it still does the same thing, and I can lock it off, but that was an addition that I added myself. But this was a pain, especially when you're trying to drill through the centre of pepper pots and things like that. It used to snatch quite aggressively. So that is the Axminster Craft AC355WL, and I am looking really forward to putting this in its new home and start using it. So that's it. So one thing I was really impressed with Axminster is that I actually only ordered this yesterday. It was early hours of the morning, but I ordered it yesterday and it was delivered the next day. Just so impressed with the delivery speed. Over the moon, really am. So there you go. Hope you like this little video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you using this hopefully in the next video. Bye bye. Take care.